Welcome back to Blizzard Abroad. Yeah, that's not clickbait. I got fired. I lost my job. You know, no warning, no heads up. Just a phone call at 11:30 on Wednesday. We're having a company meeting. Need you to come in. You know, Honestly, on any other day, I wouldn't even answer the phone because I would have been asleep. But I was up because I had just got out of a meeting um, concerning my grandkids and the situation that they're in. So I get there and it's not a company meeting. It's just the people from my department. And they call us in the office and they tell us, we're shutting your department down, effective immediately. So like I said, man, it's like getting hit with a sledgehammer. You know, I think I was in shock. Like I couldn't even speak. Um, there's nothing that we did wrong. It's a cost saving effort. I believe it's the owner of the company positioning himself to be able to sell, to look as profitable as possible on paper, you know, so he can sell. And that's life. That's a corporation. No feelings, no heads up, no concern. Just numbers. You know, you would expect some emotion from the people you've worked with for all these years, but they're doing their job also. You and like I said, man, it's a blow. It is a blow. I haven't been unemployed for 30 years, and as a man, you're conditioned to work to provide for your family, and when you're not doing that, it can really be a hit to take. Um, and honestly, you can feel like a failure, you know, but it's not how you get knocked down, it's how you get up. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's that you get back up. And I'm not staying down for a moment. I'm lucky and I'm grateful to be in a position to where I don't have to make a rush decision. I have some reserves. There is a severance package. I'm not sure if I'm going to sign it or not yet. There's unemployment if I want because I'm thinking about going back to school, and just pivoting my career like I wanted to do before. If you remember, like before, I don't know how many of you watched my videos, but if you remember before, I was going to class, I was taking classes, and I had to stop when I took my grandkids because of time, the time, the time constraints. I just didn't have time for it, and then to be able to operate effectively and do all the things that I needed to do. So maybe this is the universe pushing me back towards that direction, towards that path, because that is the true path that I want to be on. To this day, I still want to find my way back to that path. So maybe this is the universe kicking me in the butt, telling me, get your shit in line, and I just gotta figure it out. You know, I have job offers on the table right now. I could take right now if I wanted to. I had two job offers on the table that same day. Honestly, I could have been working the next day. Just a drug test, a physical, and I could have been working. You know, but I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing this. If I take those job offers, it hinders my ability to take care of my grandkids. One, because the hours are different. Two, it also hinders my ability to be able to pivot out of this industry because I do want out of this industry. You know? So I'm taking my time. I've got one job application out already. Because luckily, I I constantly update my resume, whether I need it or not. It was already updated. So that's out. It's a job that I would really like. I'm really interested in. So that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm gonna have to move some things around. I'm gonna have to shuffle some things around, just to make sure I'm able to stay afloat. There are things, I don't. I don't live a lavish life. I don't live a plush life or anything like that. So it's not much that I have to move around. But yeah, it's a big hit. I'm just making good money, you know. So at the end of the day, man, like I said, I'm not looking for sympathy, man. I'm just looking to share my story, man. Because like I said, I know I'm not the only one going through this right now, you know. And it's not that I don't have options. I do. So I'm not complaining. I'm not, I'm not crying or complaining or anything like that, you know. But I know there are men and women out there who are in the exact same position as me. You're not alone. It's hard. It is hard, man. Like, just when you're conditioned to get up and go to work. Some people frown on that, but some people need that structure in their life, man. They need it in their life, man. I don't know if I need it, but I'm used to it, and it's a routine, you know. So that being gone, it is something, man. I am feeling it. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and act like I'm not affected emotionally by this. I am. I absolutely am. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna make the right decision. I'm gonna take my time and make the right decision that works for me, my family, my future, and my survival. And that's that's all I can do. You know, I do have more time for YouTube, at least in the short term. So I'm gonna try to upload more videos, share my thoughts with you guys more. Now that I have some time, that I could take my time and do it the right way. And I'm gonna keep striving, man. And I hope every one of you will too. If you're going through the same thing, or if you've been through the same thing, man, let me know in the comment section, man. Give some advice for the people that are going through what I'm going through, man. If you've been through it, look us up, man. Let us know how you survived it. How, if you pivoted, if you went right back to work, you know what you were feeling, what you went through, and how you got over it, man. This is what this community is for, man. It's to help others. It's to share our stories, share our voices, and to help others. Man. You know, lately, I feel like I've been taking some blows. I've been dodging some. I've been blocking some, and some have landed. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm never gonna give up. Doc. There's no option. Giving up is not an option. You know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Blizzard Abroad. Out.